Hello everyone, Beat the Angel here. Time for a football discussion. We are in week 12. Talk about last week's highlights, and then we're going to have picks later on in the third part. Anyway, say hi, Bill.
Yo, 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 football!
Bill, please.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so he's going to talk about the Lions and the Steelers game first.
I don't want to.
Bill,
Oh my
you
God.
have to.
The Lions, they disappoint me so. Every time I think they're going to win a game, they go and lose one. It's thanks to their horrendous defense. They made Ben Roethlisberger look amazing, and he's been having all sorts of difficulties this season. Literally, I saw a highlight because I didn't actually watch the game. I only saw the highlights, but they made Ben Roethlisberger look amazing. I mean, he threw it to Antonio Brown, and you would think that you would want to go up and tackle someone. I know in the NFL you cannot play defense, but you have to wrap him up around the waist and drop him. They're missing tackles right and left, and Antonio Brown broke a monster run right up the sideline. He's a wide receiver, and he just broke it up the sideline, scores a touchdown. He's looking like the second coming of Lynn Swan. It's like, I mean, come on. I mean, the Lions' defense needs to shore up. Their secondary is kind of suspect right now. They've been giving up big plays all during the year, and what they really need to do is shore that up over this offseason, because they have a really good team that can make the playoffs and go far if their defense is a little better. But there's two bright spots in that game for the Lions, amongst numerous bad things that happened. One bright spot is that they discovered Joique Bell again. Joique Bell, the backup running back to Reggie Bush, he is legit. He had like 90 scrimmage yards and a touchdown.
Pretty good.
And the other bright spot, well, there's another bright spot, but the other bright spot is Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson is having another monster year. He's already the best wide receiver in Detroit Lions history.
He might just be in the league if he keeps it up.
Very possibly, but Jerry Rice holds all the major records. So that.
Where's Rice in? What team is he in?
Jerry Rice, he's retired, but he used to play for the San Francisco 49ers and Oakland Raiders.
Wow. I don't want to talk about Oakland, but we have to talk about it.
He's in the Hall of Fame, in fact, right now.
Wow.
But Calvin Johnson, if he keeps going at the rate he's going, he's going to break a lot of Rice's records. Rice holds all the major wide receiving records. All the major ones. So many consider him the greatest wide receiver to ever live. So if Calvin can start breaking those records, I mean, that's not even a whole generation after. Well, maybe it's a generation after, but. And the last bright spot before I go to what really ticked me off is Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford is on pace to have another 5,000-yard season. And
Probably.
really, I mean, Beat the Angel.
You just call me Josh.
Okay. I'm just saying, if you want
Bill,
me to
you're my
use
friend.
that.
If you're my friend, you should call me Josh. Unless they don't
yeah.
know me, they will refer to me as the name.
Exactly, but I don't. It's you two, man. Oh, okay, but anyway, seriously, Josh. The Matt Stafford he's on pace for another 5,000-yard season. And had he had 15 15 yards more last year, he would have had 2 straight 5,000-yard seasons. He's on pace for another one. That would be that he's on pace to go crazy and have crazy numbers at the end of his career. Now, I have one last thing I need to talk about, which upset me.
It upset me too, and I found out about it.
It upset me to no end. And it is my head coach, Jim Schwartz, calling a fake field goal in a situation where you can take a 7-point lead and play for overtime. Even if they score, you're going to overtime. Okay, literally, you take the field goal in that position. But what does Schwartz do? He calls a fake field goal, and then they don't make it.
They don't even get the first down.
They don't make it. And the ball gets turned over on downs, and then they get all the momentum. You play the game to win it. I feel like I'm, Herman Edwards. You play to win the game. Good Lord. I mean, I just don't get what they were thinking.
I don't get it either. It's like, that works in high school and maybe college from time to time, but this is the NFL. They've seen that stuff growing up. They know how to counter it.
But what ticks me off is in the press conference 2 days ago, he goes, "Well, we got the look we liked, so we ran the play and we need to execute it." No, how about this? You take a 7-point lead and you just keep playing. You have no defense. What are you gonna do? How are you going to stop someone? Ugh. Rant. I'm starting to rant on the Lions. And this is the same team that, went 0-16 years ago. I could have ranted for about 2 hours on them. But, they're 6-4. They still have control of the division if they start playing. They have a 2-game lead on the Chicago... I think they have a 2-game lead on the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, they're tied, technically. If you look at they're both 6-4, but I think if they had to go to the playoffs now, I think that the Lions would still go because they've won more division games than the Bears.
I think it goes head-to-head first.
Wait, they'd have to play like a match to see who'd actually take the spot?
No, what I meant by that head-to-head is whoever they're tied with, it goes in the head-to-head matchup season in the division. If let's say you each won one, then it would go to some other tiebreaker. But if you won the 2 games, you have like a 2-game lead.
Oh, so because they beat them both times, they'd go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Then it goes to division win-loss record, I think.
Oh, in case they both won 1 game against each other. That would be the case if the Cowboys lose to the Giants, which if they don't, because so far they haven't lost a division match. They beat the Redskins, no problem. They destroyed the Eagles, but I'm not sure about the case now because the Eagles are now getting their momentum again, and the same with the Giants. But we'll talk about that in the next part.
Yep, but Josh, literally the Lions had that game. They had it if they just. If Reggie Bush stops fumbling the football, that would be helpful too. He needs to spray seriously, he needs to put some super glue on his hands or something. And he still probably find a way to fumble the football.
Probably.
But enough ranting.
Pass the ball to me.
I'm passing the ball over to Josh, and he is going to talk about
my damn Texans. Why? That was even worse, I'd argue. They failed with the same methods, which, the way it's going, I'm pretty sure they're going to fire the offensive coordinator. His methods are outdated. Because I don't know, in fact, it might not even entirely be his fault, because They can't even explain it. I don't even think you can scientifically explain it. The only time that second half excuse might have worked was against the Colts. Because Kubiak went down. And he was there this time, and they showed his face at the end. He did not like what he saw.
Well, how about, what's your thoughts about your head coach benching your soon-to-be superstar young quarterback Case Keenum for
I didn't get it.
aging veteran Matt Schaub?
I thought, okay, for a moment, it looked like, okay, you switch the quarterback, that might put them off guard. Because then they're thinking, okay, the same stuff that worked on Keenum might not work, because these players know Schaub. They know how he rolls. We were prepared more for Keenum than Schaub. So it worked for a time, but they quickly adjusted. What might have threw them off guard was, okay, now we gotta get ready, we gotta get used to handling Keenum again at the end. If they just switched out Schaub again for Keenum, it might have worked. They might have got the win. But there was the decisive one. Turnovers. What happened in the first drive? What happened, Bill? Do you know?
I do not know. I did not watch the actual game. I'm sorry.
They turned it over on the 16-yard line of their side. And the Raiders got a touchdown. Later on, fast forward, another. It was and they started on the 16-yard line again. And they got another one. The turnovers this time, it was only those two.
Right.
But the fact that those two had good scoring decided the game. If one of them was held to a field goal, they might have went into overtime. Might have. But I can't, because if it was a field goal, it might have either went to overtime, or then Schaub could have ordered for a field goal, and they might have taken the win.
Very possible. That was a very winnable game for the Texans.
It's the Raiders. They're not bad, but I mean they're improving. Especially what the commentators were explaining. It's like, wow, they actually are improving. Because I've seen them hold their own against, like in the Giants game. They actually had a chance against the Giants too.
But I mean, who would have thought that Matt McGloin, the rookie quarterback from Penn State, would actually hold his own against the Texans' defense and J.J. Watt and company? I mean, that kind of shows you that the Raiders might know what they're doing now. You know, they're kind of building a team. They're building momentum.
Yeah.
And it just came at the wrong time for your Texans.
It seems a lot of rookie quarterbacks are doing good this year. A lot of these youngsters are taking out the old veterans. Which we have a game for that, but we'll talk about that in the later part.
Yep. Oh man. So how are we looking on time?
It's about near 13 minutes 30 seconds, so I think we'll take a break here.
Yep.
And in a minute, when we come back, we'll finish talking about the Texans, and we'll move on to the Patriots-Panthers game. Did I not call that, everybody? In the picks. And we'll probably talk a bit more about the picks that we got right and wrong. So, we'll see you guys in a moment.